Hi everyone and welcome to today's morning report on Friday the 10th of June with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Ansett Markets. We've got a relatively negative start actually on the markets. European trading is pretty much lower. You've got the FTSE around about 1% lower. DAX is underperforming again in a falling market. Really interesting that continues to be the case. And we've had in the last sort of 24 hours quite a positive dollar rally. Quite a strong move back to the upside following on from this sharp decline. We've seen a rebound. Now the question is whether this rebound is going to continue, whether it's going to be bought into for the dollar. I'm not convinced about this one, I'll be honest with you, but it certainly is impacting across the Forex majors. You've got pretty much all the major pairs were impacted by it yesterday. You also saw commodity prices lower. You saw the oil price, for example, starting to just come back a little bit, which has continued today. But again, this looks to be another correction within the big, strong uptrend channel. But the interesting feature, I think, is these treasury yields. Look at that on the 10-year. No real move whatsoever. In fact, it's down today on the 10-year treasury yield. Also, the 2-year treasury yield is also lower. So I don't necessarily think that this dollar rally is sustainable. And I think it's going to be just another sort of minor near-term blip within what I think is going to be. It's just a sort of a dollar weakness as we sort of move towards the June FOMC, which is next Wednesday. So I think there could be an opportunity here for this one. But I find this very interesting also that the dollar yen is falling back quite strongly today, and that would suggest yen strength, and again that would sort of point towards a lack of real strength in the dollar. Euro dollar is slightly higher, cable slightly lower, so sort of mixed moves on those, but very interesting sort of movement in the last 24 hours on these currency markets. What have we got to look forward to today? Not a great deal. We've got the Michigan sentiment at 3 o'clock and expected to come in at 94.0. Now this is the flash reading from last month, 95.8. That was actually revised lower to 94.7, so that would be again sort of just slightly down, but still reasonably positive on the confidence numbers. But it'll be interesting to see if that spike last month was a one-off, and as to whether this sort of trend lower continues. But that's at 3 o'clock today. So that takes me to my chart of the day, which is Euro Sterling. Now, Euro Sterling, I spoke about, if I zoom out, I spoke about this big head and shoulders top pattern recently completing. Now, the completion of the top pattern came below 76.90 and then rallied back through that sort of old, fairly strong resistance band actually. 76.90 to 77.50, but it didn't push above that right hand shoulder, which is 79.45. So you've still actually got this pattern intact. This corrective pattern is still in play. Now, what we've seen is this rally in the last sort of week or so just start to consolidate in this past week and go sideways. Very interesting that this candle on, I think that was Tuesday, basically hit that 77.50 pivot line and rallied again. So that what we're seeing is a consolidation now, and we are seeing these momentum indicators just rolling over again, aren't we? Had this rolling over in May that subsequently resulted in renewed selling pressure. You've seen the RSI failing around 60, just rolling back over. MACD lines pulling back towards neutral. So this could well be another rally that I think gets sold into, and ultimately I think the UK is going to vote to remain in the EU, and that's going to be dragging Euro Sterling lower. And potential for around 75 figure, I reckon, if we see that move. Certainly at the moment it looks like this is a rally that ultimately I think will prove a chance to sell. So whilst that resistance of Monday's high at 79.05 remains intact, that is potentially another lower high below 79.45. And I think that what we're seeing is this sort of consolidation in the last few days. Now, on the hourly chart, you can see here that we're moving into more of a sort of sideways move. The momentum indicators are far more sort of becoming more neutrally configured now, with the MACD lines just settling mildly lower, having been mildly higher. The RSI didn't go above 70, didn't go below 30, so you're seeing more sort of neutrally configured technicals here. Now it's interesting that this again, this pivot, as I said, this pivot line 77.75 on the near-term charts is a pivot above the 77.50 mark, but 77.75 is a clear near-term pivot, and very near-term support in the last couple of days has been coming in around that 78 mark as well. So sort of a few levels for you to work with there, but the early sort of strength in euro sterling has just started to turn around in the last hour or so again. You've got the further resistance coming in around 78.80 with that high that we saw posted yesterday. So we're seeing sort of this arguably, I suppose, converging sort of higher lows, but also lower highs as well. So I think that this is all playing out as part of this sort of consolidation that we've got in the last week or so. But ultimately, I think that's going to play out as a chance to sell on euro sterling again, and we're going to see a retest of 77.50, and a move below that would reopen 76.90, and ultimately back towards the May lows as well. So I wish you good luck in your trading on euro sterling, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.